Hey everyone, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, and I want to welcome you to episode 56 of Limb Lengthening Live, where the patients get to interview guests. And today we don't have another guest because, again, I'm really bad at getting guests. But anyway, no, actually, we do have a guest. I see somebody just hopped on here. Let me bring them on. Hello there. Hello? Oth or A? Can you hear me? A or F, check your pop-up blocker and or use another device. The software sometimes gets blocked by that sometimes, but yeah, I really want to get somebody on here tonight because Randy actually can't make it, so I don't want to be the only one on here as a guest, so I feel all lonely. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys coming in at last minute because I literally posted this like maybe a half hour ago. Yeah, so I was really bad at getting a guest this week, but how's everybody doing? Let's check. Who do we have in the chat? We have Alexi Barona. Yo, what's up? We got Ali. Hey, what's up, fam? Ben, you're back. Looks good. I know. I do look good. I just got this fresh cut. It's like GTA money. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. We are going to get it done soon, guys. Just believe in yourself. Oh, you're talking about the lengthening. Yes. I know. We need some more advancements, right? Kevin, new member from San Francisco. What's up? Welcome to the club. Yeah, we have people all over the world, joining us. So Daniel's new life. Oh, this is Daniel. That's right. I remember he had said that he wanted to come on for an update. Daniel, we'll have to get you on sometime this fall. Like I said, I forget. Like I get requests for people say, "Hey, look, I'll come on for a stream," and then the week takes its course, and then I feel like I don't have any guests, and then I forget. So I'll get you on soon enough, or you can come on now if you want to click the little link. Yeah, I don't have anybody. Somebody's at the door again. Hey, keep it down. I'm streaming. Yeah, keep it down. I'm so bad. Anyway, what do you guys want to talk about? Hey, here's Ath. We got Ath back. Ath, you there?
Hi, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Limb Lengthening Live, episode 56. How's it going?
Thank you, and sorry, I apologize. My laptop wasn't working, so
No apologies necessary. I can hear you now. That's all that matters. How's it going? Tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know anything about you. Are you a prospective patient, current patient, former patient?
I'm actually a prospective patient. I'm Ath. I'm 22 years old. Okay. And I'm looking into limb lengthening. My current height is 141.7 centimeters, which translates to, I believe, 4'7".
Okay.
And a bit. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, that's awesome. We don't really get very many prospective patients. Oh, we have somebody else on here too. Hold on, let me just pull them on here. Daniel, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a long time. Thank you for joining. Like I forgot, man. I apologize. I know you had reached out to me, but yeah, you're here now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to parking right now.
Okay, park. Yeah, definitely park. Don't talk and stream. That's a bad idea. But while you're doing that, Daniel, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Athra for a little. Or is it Athra or just A? I'll just say A. A, so tell us a little bit about your story. So you told us your height. You told us you're a prospective patient looking to get stature lengthening done. I assume, right? Is it stature lengthening or limb length discrepancy?
Yes.
Stature lengthening.
Stature lengthening, yeah.
Okay. You're 22 years old. How did you first find out about limb lengthening?
Oh God. When I was younger, I was always the shortest in my class.
Yeah.
And height-wise. And to be honest, throughout my childhood, I was very worried about my height, especially when I hit my teenage years and I saw all my friends getting their growth spurts. And here's me, my current height is the same height that I've been since I was 12 years old, I believe.
Right.
And yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, no, that's very typical. Let me tell you, I've talked to hundreds of stature lengthening patients, even more in terms, probably thousands of prospective patients, and it's very similar. It's like they see a lot of their peers, their classmates growing taller as life takes its course, and they just feel like they're left behind in the stature game. So you're not alone there. So now that you know what limb lengthening is, I'm sure you've been watching some of the channel. You've probably found out about it through Google searching and stuff like that. What are some of your limb lengthening plans? Are you looking to get this done in the next couple of years, or are you still in the research phase? Tell us a little about like
Mm.
where your head's at.
I just want to say thank you so much for your channel. I discovered your channel in 2020, I believe, and your channel's been so insightful. Honestly, it's been years and years worth of research and information logged into one channel, and I really, really appreciate your honesty, transparency, and more importantly, you've I'm sorry, English is not my first language. I'm trying to pick the right words.
That's fine. Take your time.
You've seriously destigmatized limb lengthening, and yeah, thank you so much for that. And
Absolutely.
let me start from the beginning. So when I was 12 years old, I've always went to a routine height checkup ever since I was 12 years old. Throughout the years, when they measured my height, and they were like, "Oh, it's okay, you know, you'll grow, you'll grow, you'll grow."
Yeah.
Come when I was 16, I went to a doctor, and he was a very well-known specialist here in England about the height and everything. And I sat down with him, and I remembered he looked me in the eyes and he told me, "You stopped growing. That's your final height. You can't grow anymore. We can't give you growth hormone. We can't give you anything else." And bear in mind that he was a consultant and he was about 70 years old. And he told me, if you want to grow taller, there's this horrible operation called limb lengthening. They will break your legs. When I tell you traumatizing, that wasn't even the word for it. He traumatized me.
Yeah,
So
I bet. Oh my gosh,
and
keep going. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. It's funny to me as well. He was never professional when he was saying it. He was looking down at it. You're like, "Oh, you might end up disabled. You might end up in a bad place." And I'm like, okay, he put me off it really, really badly. And back then in 2016, there wasn't enough research, or not research, there wasn't enough resources like your channel or yourself. Because when I tell you, when you gave the interviews to previous patients, that really helped me to look, hey, people have done this surgery and they've recovered. And that gave me a lot of sense of safety, and my parents as well, when I told them, watch your videos and stuff, because my parents are paying for the surgery. And yeah, and I feel like this surgery, and I know it may sound a bit strange, but this surgery is very necessary for me. I would have never ever gone through this surgery if my current height was 5'1". I wouldn't even have cared about it.
Right.
I'm sorry, do you want to ask any question?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's exactly one of my first questions there, was just kind of get your story, and that's an amazing story. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no, the channel is for people just like you. It's to help you kind of realize that there is hope at the end of the tunnel, when all hope feels like it's lost. There's a lot of people, no matter what height they're at, whether it's truly short stature or if they feel short in their head, that they can get taller. And that's, to get taller or fix discrepancies, deformities, like limb lengthening. It's like what your body can do. It's so cool. And I found it fascinating. I just want to share what I found fascinating with the world. And here we are. So thanks so much. So let's talk a little bit about some of your futuristic goals. Like, okay, so that was your background of how you found out about it, your current height and all that. But like, we're in 2022 now, you're well researched with it. What are some of your plans for getting it done?
Okay, so within the next 2 weeks, I spoke with the Wannabe Taller team, the height lengthening company that Nicholas Height Journey, he did his height lengthening in. It's in
Nicholas,
Turkey,
yeah.
Istanbul.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously I want to get the visa and I want to get everything done. Right now I paid 10% of the deposit, so when I go there, they'll get me on the airport, they'll get me checked up and see if I'm good to go. And I believe that I am, because I don't have any health conditions. I'm in perfectly good shape. Like, I don't think there's anything preventing me from doing it. So I'm looking at the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks? Next 2 weeks to get it done, or just to consult?
No, to get it done.
Wow. I mean, I know it's been about 6 years. You've been really researching this since you've been in high school and stuff, but wow, are you ready for this? What's going through your head right now?
To be honest, a girl my height is very, very unusual. To give you an idea of how tall I am roughly, because you can say the numbers, but if it comes to reality, it's completely different. My height is equivalent to a 5th grader or a
Gotcha.
6th grader, and I look very youthful as well. I look very young. When you look at me, you don't think that's a 22-year-old. You'll probably think that's a 15-year-old.
I see. I gotcha. Okay, so you want your stature to match up with your age and how you feel inside, which is taller than you are, and that's completely fine. Well, first of all, I want to wish you, the best of luck. Um, you know, uh, that's all I can really say is that you got this. You researched it. You found. Have you talked to Nicholas?
Yeah, I've spoken to him. He's been extremely helpful, and I'm planning
Great.
to do the same thing that he has. Hopefully, do the tibias first, and then when they heal, straight away do the femurs.
Okay.
And I'm planning to go with the ION method. I know it's not the most recommended method, but
Mm,
again, we have an issue when it comes to price.
mm.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck. You got this. We would love to, have you come back on maybe in a future live stream where there's an open mic. You can just click on and give us some updates. But yeah, best of luck and stick around. We'll have some live Q&A at the end here. But I want to talk to Daniel here
Of
because it has
course,
been a
thank you.
minute.
And
Daniel.
sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and so when I was researching the forms and everything, I heard a lot of people mention something about the weight loss. The weight
About
loss after,
about weight loss. Yes,
yeah,
weight
after
loss. Yeah.
surgery. I
Hmm.
was wondering if you can roughly, not for me, but like can generally cover that because I am like 10 kgs overweight, and I was wondering if I'm gonna lose or gain weight after during this
Come on,
period. So yeah.
You're looking to lose weight because of limb lengthening. I'm just kidding. No, no, yeah, you're gonna lose some weight, and most of the weight loss is really gonna come from muscle atrophy, which is like your muscles getting smaller because they're not being used. But you'll also lose weight usually because of metabolic overdrive, meaning like you're gonna be creating a lot of new tissue, and your body needs to synthesize those raw materials, and a lot of calorie burning is gonna be going on, catabolic, anabolic processes in your metabolism, and then before you know it, your caloric expenditure will be higher than usual, and that will cause you to be in a deficit most likely unless you're eating a lot of food, and you'll lose weight from that. So yes, you're going to lose weight from two different angles. How much I can't really say for your stature, bone mass, all that stuff. It kind of varies, your gender. But I'd say that most patients lose, if you're doing both, especially quadrilateral, I would say that you probably can guarantee you're going to lose 8 to 10 pounds, which is in the U.S. like the metric system or imperial system. I can't remember. You're going to lose. That's about what I think like 5 kilos or just like 4.5 kilos. But you would probably lose more since you're doing a longer quadrilateral lengthening. So just expect that. So yeah, but try your best to eat really well balanced meals. Take your supplementation. And you can still do some like exercise with your upper body, like with light bands and stuff like that, to stay fit and healthy. And you'll regain a lot of the muscle on the back end after the surgery's over, the process.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And hopefully, when I do my operation 2 weeks to 3 weeks in, I'm planning to do a follow up just like JP.
Just like
And
JP.
yeah,
Yeah, you
thank you
you
so
watch
much.
JP stuff, huh?
Yes, of course, it's very inspirational to see people going through it, especially the process of it, like during, like before, during, and after.
Right, that's awesome. No, I'm glad that you found some inspiration from other patients. That's what it's all about. Yeah, JP, I got to actually reach out to him, see how he's doing. It's been a while. But yeah, no, absolutely. We'll have you back on, other streams and stuff. And like I said, best of luck. Stick around. We'll have some questions and stuff coming up. Daniel,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you got it, eh? What's up, Dan? Can you hear? Uh-oh. Oh, she disappeared. She didn't want to stick around. That's okay.
You guys can hear me or?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, it was
Oh,
it was it was quiet before. How's it been
no.
going, man?
Oh yeah, man. I'm good. I'm good. I would say like give me maybe 2 minutes. I'll be good. Okay, I'll be good.
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
come.
take your time.
Yeah.
I'll answer some questions while we wait. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? All right, Gen Z Alien. I'm at work currently, but quick question. Can you increase your limb lengthening potential by stretching daily and to increase flexibility? Yeah, so stretching ahead of limb lengthening is really going to do two things. It's going to help you to make your muscles more pliable and supple so that it can take to the limb lengthening process a lot better. But will it make you be able to lengthen more? It'll make you lengthen your true potential. Meaning, like, if you're really tight, you're not going to lengthen as much as if you stretch, if that makes sense. It's not like if you stretch, let's say, a ridiculous amount, you become fully flexible. It doesn't mean you can go the full length. You're still going to have a certain limitation for each person. Your tissue type, all that stuff matters. But think of it like this. It's like your muscles are acclimated to your bone length right now. And there's a certain amount of slack that the muscle will go before you start to feel that muscle tightness. And that's where the flexibility comes into play. You can get to that threshold a lot faster and easier than if you weren't flexible. So, for example, if you started stretching now, you would get to that point. But if you didn't stretch and you were tight, you might have a hard time getting to that threshold, and then getting past that threshold just won't happen. You'll develop a really severe muscle contracture, need some sort of soft tissue release. So yes, that's why stretching and improving your flexibility ahead of lengthening is so important. It helps condition the tissues, helps to relieve pain. It helps you to get those muscles nice and supple, and it gets you in a really good routine so that you can know what to expect when the lengthening process takes its course. So, yep. Let's see. Next question. Kareem, who's your surgeon? Somebody in Turkey, she said. I don't know the name. She didn't mention that. So how she pay for it at 22? Good question. Maybe familial support, maybe saving up. I didn't ask her. She disappeared. Told her to stick around. But she might be back when she gets it done. Benjamin, can a person at 6 foot who has a wingspan of 5'10" be able to touch their toes? Yeah, I mean, they could. It really depends on your leg length and because your torso and like where your arms are. Yeah, there's so many different factors of like you can play Legos with your limb lengths, your torso and all that stuff, and it can play. But some people might not. If they have really long legs and their torso's up high and they have short arms, yeah. So it's hard to say, but most likely that's a 2-inch difference. Yeah, most likely. Cool. Well, guys, we have Daniel coming up in a little bit, and then we'll go for a little bit, and then we'll answer some questions. We'll wrap it up. I got to reach out to Dr. Robbins. We're supposed to be doing this complications roundtable. You guys see this cool little background? I made it like the Matrix. Let me hide us. Hold on. It's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. I'm a geek. So how's everybody doing? You guys hear that stream from last week? The supposed P4 nail, weight bearing nail. Get anybody excited? Everybody gonna look forward to the next weight bearing now? How is Victor going? How is Victor doing? Victor's doing very well. By the way, my arm, gotta show the muscle this way. That's right. Is doing so much better. I think it's probably about 80-85%. I think most of my lifts have really returned to their strength, their maximum lifts and stuff. Probably, like I'd say 80-85%. I'm hoping by the 1 year mark when it happened, which is, I remember the day, December 20th, 2021. Hopefully by that day this year, I'll be 100% because I was not playing with my recovery and rehab. Got to win that world title so I can retire and get limb lengthening done. I'm just playing. I am just playing. Let me get some water. By the way, this is like the first episode I wasn't wearing a polo because I literally was coming from somewhere else. So I ran back to the office last minute. Peter. Hey, Victor. Recently underwent limb lengthening surgery. Thanks for contributing so much to the community. Absolutely, Peter. Peter, you should come on. Click the link below this video and tell us your story after Daniel. All right, Daniel, what is up, man? It's been forever. It's been like, was it last year?
Last year was exactly the first time we came. Exactly. To be fair, maybe last year. Yeah.
Hey, Daniel,
I guess it was October 9th last year.
October? Are you kidding me? Oh wow! So it's almost to the day that it's been a year. That's crazy.
I feel like it was exactly 2-3 days after my birthday. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, Daniel, I think I hear a little static on your mic. See if the plug or.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but talk a little bit. Let's see.
Hey, can you hear me?
Say my name's Daniel.
My name is Daniel.
Yeah, it's still a little static. That's okay. We'll deal with it, I guess. Hopefully we don't get General Grievous doesn't make his appearance and kill me.
If I can find
see if you find something. That'd be great because I know I actually do convert this into a podcast so people can listen on their car drives and way to work and stuff like that. But man, it's been forever. When was the second time? I know you came on when we had a roundtable. Was that earlier this year, or was that like?
I guess it was February or January, somewhere around that time. I guess it was around, yeah.
Daniel, I think it's worse. Maybe you try without the microphone. Yeah, try without the mic. Sometimes that works.
Okay.
Hold on, guys. Looks like we're streaming over there too. So anyway, let's see. Any better? Daniel? Oh, now I can't hear you. What's going on with your tech, man? I got to send you a mic in the mail, a Cyborg for Life microphone. By the way, this is like a cheap mic. I need to upgrade my whole studio. I need to maybe I'll do it at my house. I don't know. I need to figure out. It's all my stuff is here. I can't hear you, man. Now, maybe the buds were good. Do you have any other plugin? I just want to make sure that we have good audio, and it's I'll clip this out on the podcast. It's not a big deal. People have to suffer through it live, but I mean, you could try them again. We'll do it, but it's just like I know I'm gonna get flack for it. People are like, "Your audio should be good. You're a pro at this." I'm really not a pro, but Peter, thank you so much. I would love to have you come on, tell us your story, but I understand. Best of luck to you. You just recently went under limb lengthening surgery. Daniel, can you hear me now? Oh man, I can't hear you. Is that the only earbuds you had, or I think that's what they're called, earbuds? Airbud is a dog. It's a movie. Is that what they're called? Is it earbuds or Apple Pods, or I don't know. I have Beats, so I don't know. I'm geeking today, guys. Long day, stressful day. Yeah, try to get your audio straight. I really want to get it. Bro's hairline is a 9 out of 10. That's right. It was a different barber, so I don't know. He kind of messed up the front hairline, but the fade is fresh, right? On the way back from the barbershop, like 5 different girls were just like eyeing me up. Like, I was like, yeah, that's right. Do it. It's like, nah, I'm loyal. Daniel should be back, guys. But if you have any questions in the meanwhile, we will do it. But yeah, Peter, if you want to hop on here, that'd be great. To those of you who are watching from Discord, I will answer your messages. Email, I will answer your messages. Instagram, I'll get to your messages as well. Just like I said, I know a few days behind. So here you go. Jakarta Power. Hey, Victor, do you think cosmetic limb lengthening could be performed on a 16-year-old with closed growth plates for better, faster recovery? Oh, Daniel's back. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
That's so much better. There we go. Good. Let's do this. That might have been just like the connection, but great, man. Yeah. So it was like, I think it was like early winter, like February or late winter. Yeah. You came on, you were telling us that you had pretty much got full length. You were walking normally. You were back to your normal life. So it's a full year since you've been on the channel for your first time. Catch everybody up. When was your surgery? What device did you get done? How much length did you do? And let's go with that.
Yeah, it was the first surgery was end of April, May 1st, I would say. And the removal was September 13th. So at the end, if you remember, I said like there was a part. The reason that it took me longer because there was a part which I had to stop for a while. Like my nerves were like irritated, and then it was like I reached the point that I couldn't even lengthen like even 1 more millimeter. I couldn't. The nerve was not like you could feel the nerve pain was just too strong. You couldn't like do it.
Right.
So that was the time that I decided to like shorten my leg, wait for a bit, and then lengthen again at a slower rate. And then realizing my bones were closed, so I couldn't like go past beyond 5. So and another osteotomy, another surgery. But man, I'm so proud that I did that. You know, honestly, I'm so proud. And when I take a look at it like that way, when I see like what a journey it was, and one of the reasons that like I get a lot of messages, man. I get a lot of messages, and one of the reasons is like, no matter what happened to me, I kept that goal in my mind. Like I really kept, like I said, I will do it. You know,
right.
I had that mentality. You know, because limb lengthening, as you know, it was like a really mental game for me. Like all that pain didn't really matter to me. It was really like a mental game that I said, okay, no matter what's gonna happen, if there is a way that I can finish it, I'll do it. No matter if I want to have to break my bone again, if I have to wait, you have to do anything. And people who has done it, and they can relate exactly to that. It's not really about it. It's the mental game itself is really like, I would say, limb lengthening mentality gives you like a lot of character at the end. Like it makes you really tough after that. Like, you know.
Man, I love that you bring that up because
Yeah.
I would think I was just talking to somebody on a consultation this week. And I told him, I said, limb lengthening. He's like, what do I have to prepare for just besides just the process and the procedure? I said, your mindset. And I said that this is probably maybe, 85%, mental. And you're 100% right, because if you can prepare mentally, you already won the battle pretty much. I mean, if you're picking a good surgeon and doing your physio, that's the rest of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they just get so overwhelmed with it. Either they weren't prepared mentally, or they didn't have a strong enough reason why they wanted to go through with
Exactly the why. Exactly. I say it's all about your why.
Yes.
Why you're doing it. You know, I was like always listening to Eric Thomas and all these motivational speakers.
Eric Thomas. I was just listening to him this morning. That's what I do. Like him, Tony Robbins, all these different guys.
I do that too. Like those were my things. That why exactly I'm telling why you're doing this. Because I don't know if you saw it or not. Like there's a thing called Daily Mail News from UK.
Yeah,
they called me. They actually contacted me, and like I was having an interview with them for a while, like for an hour. But then they published it. I can send you the link.
Okay.
You go like in the comment section. There's a lot of people, like just normal people, who are like just judging you, saying all these stuff. Like you going through the comments, you see there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of things, and not a lot of people really understand your why. And that's where I see like not a lot of people understand your why. If you have a great why, I would say like, and you know that like I did elbow and femur. Not a lot of people can like honestly choose that method, only because it's an external device. It might be a bit tougher. It might be, but the big thing for me was like cheaper.
Yeah.
Also, like the doctor was the expert who were doing that, and it was fully weight bearing device. You know, but having. You know, like you're blocked by this you're blocked by the fixators. You know, you can't necessarily take showers. You know, there's a lot of limitations which can make it a bit harder, but like, you know, like it was the best pick for me for my particular, like for me, you know, for my like for my situation at that time. And honestly, like I don't regret it even a second, even though I can say like I'm back to all the normal things. I do everything.
Yep.
In terms of peak athletic abilities, I can see still I have to work more on it. Like I'm still working on it, but that I'm saying like that's the why thing. I knew that by going past, like, you know, by going the full 8 centimeters, which was my goal, and which was I got actually. Like it was around 9 in the X-ray, but the amount I actually gained, I think it was around 8.
Okay.
That was more like a true gain. So that was my goal, but I kind of said that like for me it's a acceptable trade-off for me if I don't get back to like full speed running or like high jumps or anything, because I always say my why, only I knew what was my why and why I did it, and why like I broke my leg again, and why I like kept keeping all that thing, and why I did all these things. And you know, that's the thing. And a lot of people reached out to me. They said, man, your story was so inspirational. Then like that's one of the reasons that we are even considering this. And that was honestly, I felt like, wow, I finally made the mark in this like word for the people who were like exactly like minded as me, like who were suffering silently, like the girl who was just talking. I don't know her name. Was it?
A or something. But no, Daniel, I agree with you 100%. I think that you have been a big inspiration for a lot of people. People have been asking about you. But for everybody who just doesn't remember, what was your initial height and what is your height now?
You know, there's let me show you this thing here. Can I like squish the canvas here or what?
Yeah, you can flip it if it should be on your end. But yeah, your story has been truly incredible. I mean, you went through a lot. Like you said, you were lengthening, you got some nerve pain, you had to stop and re-break the bone because it consolidated. you finished up your lengthening. You said you got closer to the 9 on the X-rays, but it really turned out to be 8 because of probably the femur angle.
The magnification and everything.
Yeah.
I want to show you this thing here. I don't know if you can see the marks here. I don't know.
Oh, I do see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is actually a bit over. This is my morning height. Like, you see this blue line here? This is my morning height when I like just wake up out of like bed. Like maybe I don't know, a minute out of bed, I'm here. And then later I would say like maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes after that I get down to here.
Okay.
And then maybe an hour after that I get down to here. And then most of the day I will be somewhere around this range, which is 179, or which is like 5'10 and a half. To this range, which is like 178.4.
You're kidding me.
And then after going to gym and everything, doing that, I drop down to 178, sometimes exactly 5'10, which is like 177.8. So yeah, I lose around like from the peak exact after a good hour, like hours of sleeping.
Yeah.
After good 8-9 hours of sleeping, I would be like around 179.5.
Yeah.
Then I always claim 5'10, honestly, because I think that's, I don't know, I just go with 5'10 or 5'10 and like a quarter, something like this, which is like 178. I always go with that number, and people say, "Oh, you look taller," everything. I said, "Okay, that's a bonus to it." But yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
From 179.5 to 178. So I always go with 5'10 and like a quarter or 3/8.
Gotcha. And your initial height was 5'7", I guess?
Yeah. So in the morning, again, I was probably 171.5.
Okay.
And I was going to 170. So 5'7" and maybe 3'8" to 5'7", or 5'7.5" to 5'7", like somewhere around that. Yeah.
Yes, you gained a solid 3 inches, like a little bit over it. Yeah, that's phenomenal, man. Congratulations, man. Your journey, like I said, it says Daniel's new life. It is Daniel's new life. We have some other guests who just joined us. We got T and P with Peter and T here, which is really exciting. But I want to ask you one more thing before we talk to them, and that's basically, tell us like what is it like reintegrating to your new life with your new height?
Yeah. You know, I always said that a lot of negativities of me, like perceiving how the world is and how the world reflects towards me, that was switched off, and that was the biggest thing. So like a lot of things that I felt like I'm I don't know, I'm not being, maybe that syndrome that like you always think you're being taken like less of a person, you know, all the guys who were like probably below the average height.
Yeah.
And not all of them, but like I would say people who are willing even to consider limb lengthening, that know about it, they probably can feel that to a certain point. The feeling that you always feel like you're not good enough, you're not enough as a person, in all the thing, no matter what you do, you don't feel like a complete person. That's gone, and that was the biggest thing that I was fighting for. That was the biggest thing. I felt like I don't want to feel that. Living like that is no longer living. I felt like I'm just being alive but mentally I'm dying. This thing like a cancer is catching up to me. And a lot of people criticized me. Oh, you're just like this. I don't know. You're not. You know, a lot of things, a lot of bad things. They said a lot of bad things in that comment sections. But I had a strong why to fight with that feelings, and I did it. You know, and that's. Yeah.
And I want to thank you for doing that, because it's true. The stigma is still around. It's still at full force. You know, it's been dampened some. I mean, you know, thanks to all of you guys' efforts and the patients that has come on to tell their stories, it's been dampened significantly, in fact. And we have, you know, media coverage, hopefully doing better, giving a better awareness about this procedure. But there's going to be people who are just going to throw stones at it, and it's just going to continue to happen. But that's why we're trying to get as many patient stories out there that are saying, hey, look, we can go through this procedure, fix our problem, and still live our life, you know, perfectly well. And if you can do that, now people say, what are they going to say, like, you know, at that? So incredible catch up. Stick around. I definitely want to keep chatting with you, and we'll have questions at the end. But let's talk to these other guys we have on here. We have T and Peter. T, welcome to the show.
Hey, Victor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
I'm great. I'm great. Doing fine.
And Peter, how's it going? You just said you got your limb lengthening done, right?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me turn your volume up. There we go. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thanks for
Hey,
having me
man.
on the show.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Like, this turned out into like a last minute stream, and now it's like a full roundtable. I love this. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know you were streaming until 5-10 minutes ago. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I know.
might as well just come on and share my story.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna talk to T, and then let's get his story, and then Peter, I'm gonna come right to you after that. So, T, tell us a little bit about
just
yourself.
one thing before you guys start. I was gonna say thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much. So I'll be still following you guys, but if you don't mind, I'll just jump out. But I'll be on the chat with something.
Oh, do you have to go? Is that what you said?
I'm saying yeah. I'll just I'll just take the live chat, but I'll be still following you on the actual YouTube. But unless you want to talk, I thought you guys.
No, that's fine. Yeah, in fact, if you want, that's cool. If you want to mess around in the comments, people are probably gonna ask you some questions, so feel free to chat in there.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Daniel. We'll catch up again soon, man.
Cheers.
Best of luck.
Thank
All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, T, go ahead, man. Tell us a little bit about your story, prospective patient, current patient, past patient.
Yeah, I'm current patient. We've talked last 3 months ago. I think
3 months
Mr.
ago.
Mr. T, if you remember.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. Wow, 3 months ago. That was so. We're talking what, June? No, July.
No, July. Yeah, July. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've talked to so many people. Yeah. I remember T, Mr. T.
Yeah. I just when we've talked, I just finished lengthening actually. We had a misunderstanding there, and you thought that I had just one leg. I did surgery on the one leg, on my just one leg, and I did both,
Gotcha.
just in 2 weeks difference. And now I'm nearly 6 months post-op.
Wow.
And gained
crazy,
8 centimeters both legs. And
Wait,
I'm walking
little
bit weird now, but I'm walking without any devices or crutches or a walker or something. Walking along, and got back to the gym. The pain is all gone. And
the
only thing,
we gotta digest this. You said you did a quadrilateral lengthening. Is that correct? Both the femurs and the tibias. Within
no, just on the femurs.
Okay, that's right. You did the unilateral lengthening approach. That's right.
That's what I misunderstood.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot you were not a discrepancy. Okay, so you did the femurs. It was 6 months ago, and you have healed enough that you're able to get back to the gym within 6 months, walking.
Yeah, and my work. Yeah,
and your work. And now let me ask you this: is your walk normal?
No.
Okay.
I still walk like a little ducky.
Little ducky.
Yeah, because of my hip flexors are still tight.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that. And my physiotherapist said I should be fine in about 1.5 months.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you got the full 8 centimeters. What I was gonna ask, so do you when were you allowed to go full weight bearing?
I think 3 months ago I stopped lengthening. So one month after I started the walk on walker, and after 3 weeks I started with crutches.
That's crazy, man. 2 months ago, and now you're off the crutches, completely walking around, working on those last little residual stiffness areas. Congratulations, man. That's huge. I remember having you on now. It's starting to come. The recollection is coming back to me. It's always great to catch up with people that I've talked to just this year, and you went through the entire journey, and now you're getting back to normal life. So you're 3 inches taller. You said you're getting back to work and going to the gym. What's your new perspective like?
I tell you that before the surgery, I was really an athletic guy, and I was really into sports and lifting weights, bodybuilding, all that stuff. And my height was 160 centimeters.
Okay.
and I was in a good shape. I was lean. I was abs, and I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good about myself still. And now, when for example, when I got back to the gym, walk like a duck, but 168 centimeters. It felt better than being 160 and with abs.
Wow,
I can tell you that.
crazy.
Yeah.
So you're saying that being like Mr. Adonis, looking like you're a ripped, carved Greek god, basically it's better being taller in your new body than it was in your old ripped body. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'll definitely will go back there.
Yeah. You'll definitely get it back. I know that muscle memory comes back. And if you're fit, you know how to get it back. That's incredible, man. And I think it's a testament to guys who are in shape and are athletic. They tend to have really good discipline. They know how to kind of make that recovery process a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, it really helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Congratulations, T. I'm so glad to have caught up with you as well. This is awesome. So we had 2 catch-ups today, a prospective patient, and then now we're going to go to Peter here. Peter, what's up, my man? So you just got limb lengthening done. I think, so tell us a little bit about your story. So when did you get your surgery done? And
Okay, so I got my surgery done on the 19th of September, so about 2.5 weeks ago. Living on my own right now. Currently, I did bilateral femoral precise, so pain level is extremely low, maybe 1 or 2 right now. Yeah, using crutches. I'm from time to time. The walker is easier because like I have a basket and I can carry stuff in the apartment. Let me think. For the first week, I didn't take any painkillers, and I regret that. Ever since I started like with the Tylenol, I felt so much better. And yeah, I'm definitely aiming for 8 centimeters. And so far the knee flexion is really good. I started off tight. My hamstrings are extremely loose. I'm not an athletic guy. I'm super skinny, but very flexible. So
very flexible. That's incredible, man. So if you don't mind saying, like, what was your starting height? And you said you're going for the full 8, but like, what was your starting height?
Yeah, so a little bit above average for LL patients, around 176.
Okay.
And the goal obviously 184. So
184. Okay, so you're gonna try to break that 6 foot barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Get into that elusive club. I love it. That's awesome, man. Now the really interesting thing that you said like a couple minutes ago is that you said the pain is around a 1 or 2. Now I just checked a little calendar thing on my computer here, and that's like 2.5 weeks ago that you had your surgery. Now I'm going to ask for your secret here, Peter, because I've talked to a lot of stature lengthening patients, and the pain does start to kind of decrease, and drop off around then, but like, how's it so low? What's the secret?
Yeah, so if I had to describe my pain process, it was pretty low to begin with. When I was discharged, I had a caretaker with me for a few days, but they left about a week after I had the surgery, so I was really forced to move around. And then for a few days, and this may have been because I was compensating on my left leg, which was a lot looser at the time.
Right.
I don't know what it was, but it felt like nerve pain. It was like whenever I would bend the knee and try to get up from a chair or anything, it felt excruciatingly painful. It's probably like an 8 or a 9, but it only lasted a few seconds. But anyway, long story short, so I don't know what the secret is, to be honest, Victor, because I'm just taking, calcium, vitamin D, multivitamin. I'm not like Dr. Optimus or anything. I'm not super conscientious. Like I've been stretching maybe for an hour a day. The physio has been great. It may just be the fact that I'm a very light guy. I'm about 120 pounds. Okay. Very flexible. Yeah. And yeah, I've been stretching pretty diligently. So I'm not sure really, like when I'm walking around, maybe a 3, but
dude, this is incredible. Like, I think that's going to be like, hopefully, just going to mention this, guys, that is like a rare case here. Peter's a rare case.
Yeah, I never wanted to do LON. So because, of the risks associated, the pin site infection, the deep bone infection, a lot of people said it's super painful. So I thought it was a good trade-off to spend a bit more money for a better lengthening process.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the really interesting thing is that your body weight is so low that technically, I don't know. Did you get the largest P2 nails?
I think it was 10.5. So that might
10.5,
be
okay,
the one in the middle,
one.
right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you know how much weight that one supports?
I think it's just about like around 100. So you might be right on that borderline there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. But the thing is that you're light, and I guess you said you weren't like super athletic or anything like that, but you're probably fit enough to kind of like use your body weight, I mean your upper body, to move you to pivot around.
Yeah, I was a little exhausted for the first few
Yeah.
days on the walker, but now it's super easy.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations, man. I think this is incredible just to hear.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been
Yeah.
I've been in the background of like for a long time. I discovered your channel like in 2020. I was part of the Zoom presentation with Dr. Asiag, but I've never really asked questions or interacted with anyone, but I'm definitely a fan. So I appreciate everything you've done.
And I appreciate you coming on and telling your story, because it's people like you who are pretty much helping me do what I do. Because now you are laying your mark, and people are going to hear your story, and they're like, "Holy crap! I'm 120 and I'm 176, and I want to go to the 6 foot mark," and they'll be able to kind of use you as their patient avatar. So, thank you. Incredible, man. So, you are doing Precise 2 nails. T, you did the Precise as well, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Correct. I gotcha. And what was your pain like? I want to kind of like focus on pain here for a second, because Peter's was very, very low, almost like the entire thing. What was your pain like? I can't remember.
But you mean at the beginning, or
Yeah, like within that first 3 weeks. Yeah, tell us about that.
First 3 weeks was hell. Yeah, definitely hard.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to literally sit on your broken femurs when you go to the bathroom and go to the shower and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it mainly was tightness and just tightness. That's
Just tightness.
It was. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely hard. It was definitely hard time, because the pain after the first few weeks,
Right.
You in pain, not in pain, but you're uncomfortable all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's less pain, but you're more uncomfortable, more tightness.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what happened for me.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm definitely gonna have Peter come back on. I mean, this is his first time, but I want to kind of like have you come back on, Peter, to kind of tell everybody about how your pain goes. Because there's another guy in the Discord. I'm gonna say his name here, Julius. He's kind of like the precedent of like the most like, I don't know,
flawless.
Yeah. Are you in there? Are you in the Discord?
I'm in the Discord, but I don't really interact with anyone. I'm not super active.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, this kid, man, he's such a hard worker, and it's like the thing is that he got the surgery done, got the full 8 centimeters, but the entire process, it was so painless, like yours, Peter. Whereas T had a lot of pain at the beginning, which a lot of people do, and that's what I wanted to kind of bring up here, is that it's so it varies so much amongst patients. Like some people can have little to no pain, and then somebody can have like ridiculous, hell week. So everybody who's watching, do expect that the pain can vary. But if you would like to say, what's the average pain like? I like to say, take a migraine, put it into your legs, and let it throb for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. But the cool thing is that, like Peter said, is that you'll feel like when you're moving around is going to be the worst. It's like using the muscles, using the leverage points of the legs, the moment arms. That's where you're going to feel the most pain. But when you're standing vertically or you're sitting or lying, you're probably not going to feel a ton of pain.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
You do,
but the more you move.
Say one more thing.
Sorry, go on.
I was expecting a lot worse than what I actually had experienced. So it was painful, but I was expecting worse. So
yeah, Peter.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that the more you move, the better it gets. So even if that's counterintuitive, I've been making meals, bacon and eggs in the morning, a little bit of Uber Eats here and there, but it's I've been able to sleep on my stomach too, which is a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
How are you doing that? That's incredible. I haven't even heard of people doing that this soon. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it hurt. Like the hip incision hurts a little bit when I roll over, but I'm not. I don't know what to
You
say.
just do it. He's like, I need to sleep, man. I don't care. I'm getting on my stomach.
I've been sleeping a lot too, maybe like 12 hours. So
what? You're just like HJ. You guys are bats. Like, I don't know how you do this. Well, you're gonna heal really well. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Are you going at the 1 millimeter per day?
Yeah, I'm at a centimeter right now. I'm getting X-rays tomorrow.
Oh, incredible! That's right. You're like 2.5 weeks in. Very cool, man. Awesome, guys. This is phenomenal. Well, that's Peter and T's story. So, guys, if you want to stick around, I don't know if you guys have time, but we're gonna go through some questions here. So I'm gonna kind of, if you want, do any of you guys have to go?
No, I have time.
Cool. Let's run through some questions for 15 minutes or so. So we got this question here asking. Can cosmetic limb lengthening be performed on a 16-year-old with closed growth plates for better or faster recovery? Peter, go ahead and take this one. I don't understand what the question is really asking, like faster recovery.
Hey, Victor, do you think CLL can be performed on a 16-year-old with closed growth plates? I mean, I think the bone healing is going to be like incredibly fast. So I'm not really sure. Probably not. I don't think a reputable surgeon would allow that.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Not sure though.
Yeah, I mean they've done it definitely on younger kids, but I don't know if it's it'll be a faster recovery. Okay, I see what they're asking. I'm sorry, Jakarta Power. So you're asking the sooner the better. So yeah, if your son or daughter's growth plates are closed and you can support them through the lengthening process, the sooner the better. Absolutely, they're just going to heal better. They'll get rid of their stature problem sooner, and they can enjoy their life sooner. So there's actually a father who came on last year, Tom. He had his son, who was a 15-year-old at the time. He got quadrilateral done, went up 5 inches. I think he was 5'1", and he went to 5'6" or 5'7", close to it.
Incredible.
And within the year, he was back to wrestling, went to his junior prom. His life has been changed. His proportions look great. And he was in family photos. It was a mind-blowing experience to see that. So, yes, the sooner the better, but definitely consult with a limb lengthening surgeon, and they can definitely help you with that. Great. Okay, so next question. That's right. I don't have Randy today, so I have to do this on my own. Let's see here. You look like one of those twin brothers. I forgot their names. Oh, he's talking about me. Okay, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Hodge twins. Yeah, everybody says that. Goofball. All right, GTA Money saying, my why. Always. Okay, let me just actually get the questions. All right. Daniel. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to get some any questions in here. Okay, here we go. JL is asking, do you guys think it's smart move to get the surgery done one leg at a time? I can't stand by the fact that I can't move both of my legs for a few months. Do you think this is feasible and better? T, this is your question because you did this.
Okay, so my opinion is definitely go both legs together.
Okay.
And because I think the discomfort is already there. So I think it would be better to get over with like in 3 months than 6 months.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the same thing. I think that if you listen to Peter, it's like, yeah, the first few days were a little shocker because it's like you're used to walking and then all of a sudden you get, turn into a paraplegic. But the thing is that you can literally learn that pretty quickly. And, if you're in decent shape and you learn how to kind of maneuver with the walker, which is why I think dry runs are a really good technique, you can maneuver, pivot, transfer from chair to wheelchair to, very, very easily. So it's all about consolidating the time as efficiently as possible. Now, if your job requires you to be in office and you don't want to do that, then it makes more sense to, hey, look, I can do one leg at a time. But I do know one patient that came here to Baltimore. He got it done one leg at a time for his tibia, and he'll have to do his other tibia. So it does take 6 months like T did here. Very cool. Peter, we got a question for you.
No, Victor.
Yeah.
I'm not did do 6 months of lengthening. I did 3 months of lengthening. I did both my legs together.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly the misunderstood we had last time. I had 2 surgeries, yes, but there was in 2 weeks difference. So I did my right leg, and then after 2 weeks I did my left leg.
Okay. Can you tell me why that? What
my doctor said if if it like a complication will occur,
Okay.
so it
Gotcha.
will be easier to handle it with
Handle it. Gotcha.
one leg at a time. Yeah.
You're looking at the fat embolism, fat emboli, pulmonary emboli. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense, I guess, in that sense. Okay. Well, you kind of did unilateral 2 weeks later, so I'm just kidding.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Peter. This is for you from Evan Rose. Peter, how much do you weigh? You mentioned it earlier.
120.
120, man. That's awesome. Hey, Peter. When you're all done lengthening, hit me up. I'm gonna beef you up
Once
a
I
little
get
bit.
to 184, I'm gonna look like the guy in The Machinist.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, oh my gosh, that's awesome. No, your body weight's perfect for lengthening though, because it's going to make everything so much easier. That's probably why you can roll on your stomach, because heavier guys definitely can do that.
And I have virtually no muscle on my quads, so
oh
helps
really?
a lot. Yeah.
Oh, we'll change that. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll be talking, Peter. I'm just kidding. Okay, T, this one's for you. Sebastian Patton's asking, hi T, did you have an IT band release as part of your procedure, or what have you been told? IT is the cause for your Duckwalk. What is the cause for your Duckwalk? Yeah.
Okay, so I had IT band release on my surgery. Yes, the answer is yes. And the cause of the Duckwalk, they say mainly because of my hip flexor are short. So I also talked to Moshe Roth, and he said that either. So that's the main reason. And I'm working on that. I keep I'm doing stretches all day, and it's getting better. It's getting better, definitely.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it will resolve. And you're just at the 6 month mark now. Usually I find that most patients around the 7, 8, when you really get a nice, comfortable walk, that residual stiffness goes away. So I actually I want to direct this one towards Peter. Santino Velci is asking, a lot of doctors say that the 5 centimeters, that at 5 centimeters is when the tightness in the muscle starts to happen. Is it possible to stretch enough that 5 centimeters would not create tightness? In theory, would a contortionist feel tight? So Peter, you mentioned that you were super flexible, or like your stretching's going well, your range of motion is going really well, but you don't have a lot of muscle. I want to kind of get your perspective here, and then I can kind of help answer this as well, and T can kind of jump in here. Were you stretching before this, or were you flexible before the surgery?
Both, yeah. I stretched for maybe a month and a half prior to the surgery, and I've been super flexible. I have like hyper extended kneecaps.
Gotcha.
I dislocated both my knees when I was younger.
What?
Yeah, it's somewhat unrelated tangent, but yeah, I mean, I think getting to 5 centimeters is pretty painless, or not painless, but pretty easy for most people.
Easy.
The pain process is usually described as a parabola. So it's like the least painful once you started lengthening at the beginning of the distraction phase, and then it gets more difficult like at 6, 7, 8 centimeters.
That's what I hear from most stature patients now. Yeah, man, you are the contortionist. I'm just kidding. That's awesome, too.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to do really well. I think that a lot of patients, like if you're anything like Julius, like he was very flexible before, you probably won't have much pain at all throughout this whole process. He hit 8 centimeters pretty seamlessly. So good luck. We're going to keep you posted.
It's
all right.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, T, so you went to the 8 centimeter mark. At 5 centimeters, did you notice that it started to get tight at that threshold?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically it was. I think it was definitely easy to get 5 centimeters, and when you get it, so yeah, it wasn't worse. It wasn't not worse. Sorry, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, but it was uncomfortable. Tightness.
It was uncomfortable. Yeah, but you dealt with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, very cool, man. So this one is gonna be to you too as well, T. He's saying on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you feel when you reached that 7 or 8 centimeter mark?
I would say about 7, something like that.
Okay.
On scale from 1 to 10.
Yeah. And where was most of the pain coming from? Like the back of the thigh, like the hamstrings, or was it the hip flexors? Where did you feel most pain? Tightness?
For me, my hip flexors was really tight.
Yeah.
And I keep stretching them until now. And it was really difficult to sleep on the stomach. And my butt was coming up when I was doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so my hip flexor was very tight. My hamstring was fine, I think, and my quads, my quads were fine too.
Mhm.
But basically my hip flexor and my IT band were killing me. Not killing me, but it was difficult back then. Yeah.
Gotcha, man. Well, that's helpful knowledge for everybody to know, and it does vary. Like some people get tight in different areas, but that's helpful. She's asking, are there any females on here who want to get limb lengthening surgery here? So Seppo, at the beginning of the show, when this is done rendering, when we get off, just go towards the very beginning. There was a prospective patient A. She was actually female from the UK who's going to get that done pretty soon. Question from Evan Rose: how much did you initially weigh?
Oh, so I weighed about 60 kilograms.
Okay.
And I lost at the end of the lengthening. My weight was 58, I think.
Gotcha.
And now I'm 67. So I gained all that back, a little bit more additional fat, but it's fine.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, and it's going to turn into muscle once you keep getting in the gym. So,
yeah,
and then we'll both tag team on Peter here. We'll make sure he benches a lot and gets in the gym. Peter, this is for you. Question for Peter: being just at the average height of men in the U.S., what made you want to get the surgery? Did you feel short?
Yeah, so the height dysphoria was never super intense for me because, again, as you said, I think I'm slightly below average for men in my age group.
All right.
But yeah, I think just, the technology is available. I consider it an investment for the future. I'm a pretty young guy as well. So those are the reasons why. I just think the benefits of this procedure kind of, cascade in multiple areas of your life, including, dating and career and stuff like that. And, it's pretty safe, predictable. I thought I was a good candidate based on flexibility and stuff. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Best of luck to you. And I agree with you. I think you're a perfect candidate. And you got good luck on your side. You have no pain right now, or very little pain.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. So this is a good one. I know this question's on everybody's mind who gets stature lengthening done to some extent, maybe not everybody. GTA is asking, I'm worried about my proportions, though. I do have a short body. So let's talk proportions here, guys. So you're both getting stature lengthening done. Well, T, you're done. Peter, are you worried about proportions? You're going to go for the 8 centimeters on your femurs. Let's assume that you do hit it. Will that affect your mindset or just like what you see in the mirror long term?
Yeah, good question. So I measured my proportions before the surgery. My wingspan's about 5'11 and a half, which is really good.
Yep.
Interlimb ratio. Do you know what the average is? Is it 82, 0.82 or something?
0.82. Yeah, 0.82. Yep.
Yeah. So mine was exactly average.
Wow.
And then the torso to leg ratio, I actually had longer legs initially, so they're going to be even longer now. Not super worried. I think longer legs look pretty decent. I don't think anyone will notice. As long there was a Nick, I think he was a quadrilateral patient. He did a video on proportions, and he mentioned that as long as your torso to leg ratio doesn't exceed 2 standard deviations, you should be fine.
I agree with you. I think that's the thing. And that 2 standard deviations is my version of saying about 3 to 5 inches, which is about, depending on the wingspan of the person and the torso length. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. T, I think that if my memory serves me right, I think you said that you weren't worried about proportions when you came on last time. Is that still the case now that you're done lengthening?
Yeah, definitely still the case.
Okay.
My wingspan is actually 165, and my initial height was 161. So I gained 8 centimeters. So it's the same proportion, but in the opposite ratio. So you got me.
You're technically more balanced out now.
yeah, basically.
Give or take.
So, but I'm looking good. Not problem about proportions. I'm looking nice. My wife said I'm looking just fine, and yeah.
Yep. The ladies always tell the truth. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. I think I remember T now. Are you from Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Peter. Like, God, I didn't even remember that. Good job, man.
Oh yeah. No, I had a question, Victor. So if my wingspan's like 181 right now, and I lengthen to 184, you think I can get away with like wearing shoe lifts and being like 186 with a wingspan of 181?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's still not that 5 inches more. It's not like 12, centimeters over. Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that a longer wingspan in general, like let's say it was like 172, a longer wingspan, even if you're taller, people will say, oh, he has long enough arms. They're just going to write it off in their minds. They're not even going to, even if it's like slightly skewed, they're not going to even register that. The average Joe, that is. You get on a bodybuilding stage with me, I might mark you up a little bit, but no, you'll be fine, 100%. Oh, is everybody here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, you are. Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Okay, it got real quiet for a second. I just was wondering if people. Oh, yeah. That's
just waiting to answer more questions.
Yeah, my joke was terrible. I gotcha. No, I'm playing. Fuzzy FPS. If I'm an athlete, basketball, will my new bone be weaker and easier to break? Thank you. No. So, not after it's fully healed. So once that cortical bone really grows back in, it ossifies, gets really nice and hard. Usually bone, when it breaks, it's a very intelligent tissue. It usually reinforces itself with hypertrophy, meaning it grows back, kind of like what your muscles do after you break them down in the gym. A little different. Bone will remodel itself over and over until it becomes like it was before the surgery. So it's going to be as strong, if not stronger, if you're doing more weights or overload.
Think for me on my X-rays, it looks thicker, actually.
Thicker. That's the reinforcement. Yeah. And usually it will remodel itself back to that streamlined look. But I even noticed, I'm 10 years in now. I went last year for a knee checkup and I got an X-ray, and I noticed that hypertrophy, or like that slight bony callus. It's fully hard, but it still has a little bit of that curvature. And the surgeon that I had, got the knee checkup with, he's like, "Did you have something put in this intramedullary canal of your tibia?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Don't lie to me." I was like, "Okay, yeah." So some advanced surgeons will know. They can see. So absolutely. All right, guys, let's go for another, 5 minutes. We'll try to clear through some of these. Is there a similar surgery for my finger size? We're not going to answer that. I don't know. I've heard that they do lengthen fingers and stuff, or they might get to it, but I'm not going to get into that.
You have to try finding a humerus lengthening patient. Victor.
Yeah, no, I've heard that they've been done rarely, but they are out there. Are they brave enough to come on like you guys are? I don't know. I think because I don't really entertain the idea too often, but I'd gladly have it because I need to talk about arm lengthening.
It's like the next level of taboo, right?
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. And then, what do we go to? Neck lengthening, torso lengthening. So we turn into Gumby here. Okay, so here we go. Hi, Victor. Have you ever gotten in contact with some of the patients from Dr. Giatakis? How are their surgeries doing? Yeah, I've gotten in contact with them. They're doing better now. I'll talk more about that in the future, or just message me privately and I'll tell you more about that. Peter, here we go. Hunter, Peter, how many centimeters have you gained so far? Have you noticed the difference in your perspective yet?
No, I haven't really noticed the difference yet because I've been alone. So short answer, no, and 1 centimeter.
1 centimeter. Yeah. And you're getting x-rays tomorrow, or you said next week?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Wow, man.
I'm excited.
I know. I'm excited for you, man. I remember when I was going for my biweekly checkups. I was like, yes, I get to see what's going on. Question to any of you. What's your opinion on lengthening femurs, then 4 to 5 months later, going for the tibia? T, you did the femurs. Are you considering the tibias?
For me, no. I've had enough. Yeah, I'm happy with my height either. But if you have the money, have the time, have the will to do that, go for it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I agree. And Peter, what about this? Are you after the femurs? Are you considering the tibias, or?
Probably not. I mean, 184 plus the shoe lifts. I mean, after that, there's diminishing returns. It's already a great height.
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic height. Now you probably another one for Peter from Devon May. Hi, Peter. After you are finished lengthening, what will be your weight goal? Are you going to try to fill out your frame?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of avoided going to the gym before this just because I knew it wouldn't benefit me. So, yeah, 100%. I mean, why not, right? Anyone can benefit from filling out their frame. I want to stay lean because I'm an ectomorph. So maybe 150, 12% body fat. That's a pretty good goal.
You look great. Yeah, that'll be phenomenal. Okay, yeah. Hunter's asking, does anybody have any social media accounts we can follow to follow their journey? So that's a good question. Or maybe private email, or like, I guess if you guys want to make a dummy Gmail account, I can always post it after this. If you want to, during lengthening only, it's up to you. You can feel free to do that. I'll post that below the video. You guys are superstars. These guys watching, you don't understand how much it impacts their life by you telling
You're the real MVP, Victor.
No, I'm not. I just have this stupid little cheap mic and turn on the camera once a week. So by the way, speaking of content, I got scolded by like patients this week. They were like, "What happened to all the videos and the shorts and stuff you used to do?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been kind of busy with it." They said, "Get back to it." I was like, "Yes, sir." I was like, "So guys, I will this weekend. I'm planning to draft up some content. I'm going to try to shoot enough videos, probably short videos and stuff. I'll try to get them back on the channel and just get that going. So give me some time. I'll get to that." All right, a couple more questions here. Man, they really piled in. Thanks, guys, for coming. Let's see. Kyle K. Given that the calves are the hardest area to build volume, would doing tibia lengthening make them look even thinner? Great question. So being a guy that actually did lengthen the tibia, yes, it gets very, very thin when you're lengthening because muscle atrophy and you're lengthening your limb. So it's going to stretch out the muscle and kind of elongate it and stuff. But the thing is that when you get back, that fiber splitting and hyperplasia, you're going to be able to grow. First of all, the muscle hypertrophy, you're going to rebuild your muscle. It'll get bigger. And then I think it can get even bigger than it did before because of the new muscle cells in there. So as long as you get back to the gym, your normal activity, your muscles will fill back out, provided you have enough calories in there. So a couple more questions. Let's see, man. T. I do remember T now, too. That's what GTA is saying. Anyone on the panel? Here we go. Ryan Good is asking, do you need to commit to stretches for the rest of your life? How does your physiotherapy routine change over time? Okay, so I'm going to actually let Peter answer this, and then we'll go to T, and then I'll answer this. So, Peter, what's your stretching routine right now? Tell us like what it is like during lengthening.
Sure. So 5 days a week, and then I also stretch for an hour on my own every day. Physio also lasts an hour, so if you combine that, 2 hours a day. Mainly right now, we're just working on the knee flexion and extension. And yeah, I have a lot of swelling in my quads. So, and in the incisions. So yeah, he's just working that out right now. But other than that, going flawlessly. I'm not sure how long I'm going to need to commit to stretching after the surgery. Maybe a few years. I'm not sure what you did, Victor, but you said you did it for like 2 years or something regularly.
Yeah, it was about 2 years. So I'll tell you my part, and then I'll get T's angle on this. But basically, like for long term, I noticed that the stiffness really started to fade around, I'd say, the 18-month mark, which is just under 2 years. But then 2 years, it was pretty much back to normal. I didn't need to stretch. However, I was still weight training. And it did make the muscle tighter. So I was kind of forced to continue to stretch because even though you do get new muscle fibers and stuff, and they do elongate and all that, you still got anchor points like the tendons, like the Achilles tendon at that, where it goes into the calcaneus of the back of your heel. And then you got the where the gastrocnemius crosses the knee joint. So all of these anchor points get really taut. And I think that if you work out with weights where it builds muscles hypertrophy, I think you are kind of forced to stretch long term. Now, again, I am in a high level bodybuilder. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but it's like I bet after I'm done working out or competitively competing at this level, I won't need to stretch as much. And I really only stretch literally like 30 seconds the days that I do calves. So that's not really that hard. So T, what was your stretching routine like during lengthening and then now that you're pretty much done?
So as you said, Victor, prior to surgery, because the fact that I'm a athlete and go to the gym and lift heavy weights, so stretching is kind of my weekly routine. So I think I'm gonna stretch in the next years, definitely, without not regard to the surgery.
Okay.
For me, the stretches at the beginning was basically, as Peter said, knee flexion and knee extension on the quads, on the hamstring. All of them was lying down when I'm lying down, and my physiotherapist stretching me 5 times a week, and I think I did 2 hours additional to that every day. And for now, it mainly I mainly do also there's more options to stretch because you can stand, you can walk. So I do basically stretch where I when I'm standing on my basically on my hip flexors, my IT band, and my hamstring. And basically now I'm more strengthening my legs. So I'm walking a lot, and I do a lot of exercise and strength exercises for my legs at the gym and at my home. And that's basically it for now.
Well, that's pretty much good enough, because I know I talked to Dr. Optimus a couple of weeks ago, and he said that walking alone is a form of stretching, and he's 100% right. When he started walking, you lose a lot of that residual stiffness. So it'll resolve over time. It really will. And as you get more athletic and get back into your normal routine. So very cool, awesome.
Oh yeah, another thing. Sorry,
go ahead, Peter.
Another thing I forgot to mention. I've been doing contractions in the quad, and that seems to have helped a lot, just with like having more power in the quads, and I'm able to get up now without holding anything. So it's really good.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I actually had to do that too in my physio, and even though I only did one leg, because the point is that by flexing and keep your muscles contracted, and that's actually why I preached the EMS machine down below in the description, guys. Go buy that. The reason why it allows your muscle contractions to stay. It helps prevent muscle loss. It also helps your muscles to stay strong. Like Peter said, you can get up a lot easier, pivot a lot easier, roll on your stomach a lot easier. Here's the thing: if your muscles just completely atrophy, you're completely disusing them. Besides using the walker, you will become more crippled than you could if you kind of do those knee extension holds. Are they isometric holds, Peter? Like for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, for about 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and you're doing reps of them, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Can I ask Peter a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Peter, do you right now on a rehab facility, or you're doing the physiotherapy?
No, I'm in an Airbnb right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
our rehab facility, we had an anti-gravity treadmill. Do you familiar with that, Victor?
What did you say? Treadmill?
Anti-gravity treadmill.
Oh yeah, like the Alter G, like an anti-gravity treadmill. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it did help a lot for me.
Absolutely.
To me, yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's
because I wasn't able to walk, so.
Yeah, that's a fantastic device. I know that it's expensive. Not all the physio centers have it, but in fact, we're trying to get one at our center here for the. But the point is that it's incredibly useful, because you can literally walk and get your normal walking gait and use all those stabilizers while you're lengthening, and it helps, like you said, get around. All right, we're gonna take. Let's go for 3 more questions here, because this can go on forever with you guys. They love you. So, hold on, my mouse is acting up. There we go. All right, let's see here. Where do we got? This one here from Minnie Zaid. But Victor, I remember Dr. Asag and Paley recommend to wait a year after do the second surgery. I wanted to get close to max length for femur and tibia. I'm only 5'5". Yeah, no, absolutely. The optimal way to go about it is to do one limb segment, whether it's the tibias or the femurs, usually the femurs first, and then a year later, or when you're fully recovered, to do the other segment. Absolutely. But some people heal quicker. Like if you're fully healed and recovered and you just went really ham on your rehab, you could probably do it at 6 to 8 months. But it's all up to you and the surgeon of how your life is. Like, I don't know, like getting back to job or family, or just not wanting to stick around for 2.5 years to consolidate the process. It really does depend on the individual person. Okay, so this one's saying, I would like to see some interviews with European surgeons like Dr. Guido Kone. Oh, Dr. Kone. No, I actually tried him. He doesn't speak very good English, and his, I guess, patient coordinator or front desk lady, they weren't very confident, and they didn't want any mistranslation. But hopefully, maybe we can get Johannes to translate for him. Let me stop. What else do we have here? Any more questions for these guys? Okay, here we go. Here's one. Ben, are any of you guys interested in doing arm lengthening to have your arms proportional to your body? So they actually said this kind of earlier. They weren't really worried about the proportions. So, but are they? Are you, Peter or T? You guys were?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, guys. Let's see. I think we have Well, here we go. Hey, everybody. I hope all is well. Who's T's doctor? Sorry, joined late. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they didn't actually mention their doctors. Do you guys want
Yeah,
to, or you
so
don't?
I'm not sure if he wanted me to give his
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
name here, but
Yeah.
I will definitely leave my email at
Yeah.
the
Leave your
comment
email.
of
Leave your
this
email.
video.
I think
Yeah,
this
and
is
you
good.
can send me an emails, and I will happily answer it.
Cool. That'd be great. I think this is so unique because it's like the first interview that nobody really mentioned their surgeon except for the first person. Hey, because now we really just focused on the patient, right? We didn't. I know everybody wants to know whose surgeon is who, but at the end of the day, I just want this one to be about the patients and like their experience. Like we'll have surgeons on. Don't get me wrong. We'll be doing that. We have some surgeon stuff coming out. So, all right, last question. Here we go. This one in. So this will be good. Slater, you are the last one. So after getting max length for the femurs, 8 centimeters, can you fully regain your athletic ability? I heard the longer you lengthen, the harder to regain your ability. Can you tell me out of 100% how much you retain? Oh, Slater. So it's hard to say, but I would say if you want like a percentage, and I don't want to get like so technical with peak performance potential and stuff, if you just want a percentage, I would say 95%, assuming it goes perfectly well for you on your rehab and your recovery, your rebuilding. And I say that because, and that's optimal rebuilding. Like a lot of people they get back to where they're comfortable and then they stop. And that's fine because they're comfortable, right? But like for me, comfortable wasn't good enough. And I know that was only about 85% when I was done, but I had to get that ankle dorsiflexion back. I had to make sure all the pain was gone when I started to do my sprints and stuff, like up hills and stuff, because of like the terrain and stuff. I had to make sure that the muscle was strong enough to do, to rebuild, and also to do all my lifts, the stability, all that stuff. Once that's back, and I've talked to other stature patients that have done some crazy, amazing things that don't even want to show their face here. Like there was one dancer, there was a guy who was doing flips off of a diving board, and he did quadrilateral lengthening. I was like, what is going on here? So there's another guy doing biking, like BMX biking or whatever that is. I saw one from, I think it was Dr. Mabugian's patient. He was like jogging through the streets and stuff, and he was doing really well. So I would say if you want a hard percentage, 90 to 95%, that's just going to be but again, you can kind of specify what is full recovery. Like you'll recover enough where you won't feel anything. Will you get back to your peak performance potential? No, that's the answer. So 95%, I would say. T, what is your speculation? You're closer to getting back to recovery. Peter's just in his process now. What do you think you'll get back to?
I hope 100%. I want to
100%. Yeah,
and no, but I definitely sports. It's really important part of my life and a big part of my life, and I aim as high as I can. Yeah, and time will tell.
And I'm going to tell you this. It's like the reason why I say that is because it's all about the adaptation. You may be able to get closer to that 98% or something, but I feel like once you have an incision from a scalpel on your body, you're not in mint condition. You degrade your potential, right? And maybe not a scalpel, but like you have to go through muscle or something like that, where when you go through muscle, it now has scar tissue. And technically it's not as good as it was before. You see what I'm saying? So even if it knocked you down 0.5%, you're 99.5%, that's where you are. But that's not all they're doing, right? They're breaking your legs, they're lengthening your so there's a lot that's going on there. You're lengthening your nerves, right? And then even if you're growing your nerves, the conduction velocity of the nerves traveling for your nerves versus your sensory nerve, all this stuff has to factor in, right? And I've looked at research on this, and the conduction velocity does slow down. So will your dorsiflexion be as fast when you're sprinting? Will your hamstrings contract as fast when you're sprinting or getting out from a football stance? Will you jump as high? All of that. I'm actually looking at a patient who's going to get this done next year, and we're looking to do a study on him with one of the world's most renowned biomechanics expert. His name is Dr.
Some studies about that.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the study with Dr. Stu McErlane from Loughborough University. He actually said, well, give me a patient, I'll get the biomarkers, we'll go to work. And I was like, that's awesome. That's what this industry needs. So when this patient's ready to go, hopefully we can get a few patients, like 10, that'd be phenomenal, because then we can get this answer out there, and that would probably further dampen the stigma. So stay tuned for that, Slater. Long answer.
Definitely.
Cool. I think that's pretty much it. We have this one here from SPIF Spiffy Ship. Is the longer you lengthen, the harder it will be to retain your athletic ability? Oh, yeah, same question. This question here from Sebastian Ray. How does the length size affect our hearts? Our hearts are proportionate to our size. Yeah, I don't know. I think Dr. Robbins answered this once. I don't think it has any effect. Maybe more blood flow, but you're creating new tissue. Your body's very efficient at oxygenating tissue, so you'll be fine. Awesome, guys. Well, Peter, T, Daniel, all of you guys who came on the show to share your updates and new experiences. This has been incredible. Thank you so much. I would love to do follow-ups with you guys in the future in either future open mics, or if you want to reach out to me to my email, victor@cyborgforlife.com, to schedule something when you feel like you have a breakthrough or an update. Let me know. I'm sure the audience would love to see that. And I want to thank everybody in the audience for, checking us out. I know this was last minute, but yeah, guys, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I'm sure I'm going to try to get some guests on, get maybe the complications roundtable. But until next time, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life. Peter, T, we are signing out. See you guys next time. Peace.